everybody. How you doing? Well, that's good. Welcome to PHLY Flyers Pregame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the afternoon. Joining me live in the Xfinity studio, it is Mr. Flyperbole, Steve Jaco. Here we are again, Steve.
Here we are again, my friend.
It really, I was driving in this morning. I'm just on the bridge, and I'm like, well, it's Groundhog's Day again. And like, that's really what this team feels like. And maybe part of the reason I think I was saying this to Charlie, or maybe it was you a couple shows ago. The reason I'm upset about this team right now is I feel like I got taken by what I saw from them, because they were playing. Like, it wasn't just like, oh yeah, man, they're getting like outshot 40-25 every night, but they have a goalie with a .930, so they're winning more games than they should, or something like that. There was a stretch of time, a decent amount of time in the first half of this season where they were playing legitimately well. And even a few games ago, when you see what they can do against the Colorado Avalanche. Now, if you've paid attention to the Avalanche over the last couple of weeks, like Devon Taves is hurt, Landeskog's been out. They're having that lull that you expect when a team comes out and is on like a 200-point pace, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it happens, and maybe you caught them at the right time and everything, but still, like, they are just blindfolded. They're better than the Flyers, you know? But the Flyers played legitimately well in that game and were resilient after giving up the lead a couple of times. Like, you see that they are capable of it. And the inconsistency, they are right back to where we've seen them, right back where we started from, honestly, to start the day with the Slapshot reference.
Well, and the thing is,
this is who they have been.
The season was going well to a point, and it was really going well until the second week of January. And if you look at those first two games of the month, right, you've got that 5-2 win over Edmonton, you've got that 5-2 win over the Ducks, and then you get that game you should have won against the Leafs, and then you got two horrible losses against the Lightning, and it's really just gone downhill from there. For some reason, those Lightning games completely derailed this team.
And like, you played outside of giving up the shorthanded goal to the Leafs, like, which was ridiculous.
No, especially because it was against Scott Laughton. Yeah, like, he's got what, like a handful of points this year?
Like, he's the guy. He did like lead the league in shorthanded points over a stretch. Like, you should have probably been paying attention. Let's not let him do that, especially in a 1-0 game.
Well, and especially it's an ex-teammate. Also, shorthanded goals you should just never allow. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just like one of those things that's like, it seems basic, right? You have more guys. Perhaps you shouldn't be letting up a goal the other way.
Like, they come off of the Ducks game. Vibes couldn't be higher. You are on the verge of a 1-0 shutout win, and things are rolling. Cool. We're all happy. You blow one game, and then, all right, could have won that game. It happens. You get a point. Fine. The Lightning, they're just better than you, and they're playing the best hockey of everyone in the league at the time. What are you going to do? And that derailed the entire season? And that little bit of adversity. And I know, like, post-game last what was it, 2 days ago, Thursday, like, I can come to grips with, all right, this is why they're doing it this way, and I didn't agree with it from the beginning, but I can see some logic in, all right, we've made our subtractions now. Frost and Farabee were kind of like the last of that part of the rebuild. We get the goalie, we get Zegras, we give you Dvorak to have some center depth. Let's see what you can do. What they can do is pretty nice first half, and now it seems it's all falling apart. All right, that is valuable evaluation time for Danny Briere. Like, I don't think this is wasted time. I get it. It's still just like, damn, man, when you're trying to win and can't, it hurts more. Or at least, like, when they show you they can and then they take it away, it hurts more than, like, yeah, man, they're bad. They're trying to lose.
Absolutely. If they had been lousy this whole time, or like off and on, right? Like, if they were further from the second spot in the Metro, the third spot in the Metro, and they pretty much have consistently been or the second or third spot for most of the season until these past few weeks. And it's that fall that really hurts. It feels like you had the rug pulled out from under you. It sucks. It's a crappy feeling, especially because we're so playoff starved at this point. We want nothing more than to see Flyers hockey in the playoffs again. It has been entirely too long, and it's just a huge bummer. And like most of these losses have been key losses to teams that they really couldn't afford to lose to in the playoff race.
All right, so let's get into today's game, Flyers, with a little matinee action here against those Los Angeles Kings.
It's Kids' Day, Bill. It's Kids' Day.
It's, that also, maybe I'm mad at them because the Royal Rumble is in the afternoon this year, and so I'm not going to get to catch it live. I'm like, now you're screwed. Like, this could have been the perfect, no, but you screwed that up for me too, you bastards.
They can't help it. They just ruin your life.
They just somehow inconvenience me personally.
And then you got to spend your entire Sunday with them for a great cause, but still.
The carnival is going to be a ton of fun. But you look at the lineup today, it is going to be Dan Vladar, of course. Dan Vladar will today will mark his 30th start and 31st appearance of the season. So 54 games in, he's at career highs. He's still, like, if he plays all 60 minutes today, going to be like 11 minutes short of his career high in total, like, ice time. But
I think he's going to have to play all 60 minutes today.
Well,
well, no, I'm saying between injuries and just, the fact that
Kolosov being Kolosov.
Yeah, Kolosov being Kolosov. Like, he really, he's going to have to basically be on a stretcher to come out of this game.
But given the Sam Ersson injury, the Flyers made some roster moves. And they didn't put Ersson on IR yet. They did send Lane Peterson down. So while to bring up Alexei Kolosov, he will back up today. So while we await the line, Steve, we talked in postgame about just how poorly the Trevor Zegras experiment went. It does appear, at least in the short term, they're going to give him a little runway to play some center. I wonder if it's going to be with Brink and Michkov, because that just didn't really seem to go all that well.
No.
The Kings, maybe not the same level of opponent as the Boston Bruins, so let's see what he can do against a more mediocre squad. But I am interested. I am happy that they didn't just abort after one bad game, and they're gonna keep this going a little bit. And given the way the season's going, why not start trying some stuff?
Why not start trying some stuff? And like, one of the things you have to figure out this season, and I think that's been a big point of contention for a lot of fans who haven't totally bought in on the success of the first half, was you have to know if Trevor Zegras is a wing or a center. It makes a very big deal for how you plan this team moving forward. It makes a very big deal for how you sign Trevor Zegras, because, I think we like the results to this point. We are interested in seeing him long-term in a Flyers uniform, but it's a big deal on if he's a center or a wing, because I was just breaking down on a different podcast yesterday, on a little podcast that I do besides this one, Fly Purpley. We were talking about different center options, right? If they wanted to take a big swing, we were looking at like Pedersen, we were looking over at Shane Wright, and we were looking over at Rob Thomas over in St. Louis. So we were looking at options like that. And if Zegras is not a center, you absolutely have to take a swing for somebody like that if they're available. But if he is a center, that changes things a little bit. I mean, I don't think he'll ever be truly a first-line center because he doesn't have that two-way game. But if he's like a second-line center akin to like in the 2010 team like Danny Briere, right?
Yeah.
Then you might really have something to work with there, because it's a really big deal when you look down, like Lane Peterson goes down, right? And Lane Peterson was not a great option to have it for anyway. Noah Cates, the offensive game has not been there. Sean Couturier, he hasn't scored since December 7th. And, Christian Dvorak's fine, but he should be a 2 or a 3 on a good team. He shouldn't be your 1.
No, and that's this team. Like, going back to the 2010 team, none of those 3 guys were your prototypical 1C, but they all had roles enough that it was like, yeah, we have like 3 1A guys, 2 guys where it worked. And if this team's wingers develop into what we think they can be, maybe that sort of setup could really work.
Yeah. And even though they weren't 1Cs, they had depth. They were all good.
They were all really good, played different roles.
Jeff Carter could score goals like nobody's business. He's the last like true, really, really good goal scorer we've had. Pure goal
Mike
scorer.
Richards, like Selke guy.
Yeah,
and
Mike
then
Richards
Danny
putting his
Briere,
body on the line.
instant offense, power play guy.
Exactly. Danny Briere turned Scott Hartnell and Ville Laino into all-star wingers over there.
Unstoppable playoff trio.
Yeah,
that was
What a miracle.
Better times.
What a
better
run.
times.
What a run.
All right, we do have the lines for today, courtesy of our own Charlie O'Connor, who's back from his little mini vacation he got to take, going to a concert instead of covering the game.
He picked a good one to take off.
He certainly did. The day I gave up, he decided, he was like, I see it coming. You know what? They're gonna do Tankathon, and I'm not gonna deal with it.
He read the tea leaves. He knew.
Yeah. All right. So and the lines stay the same. There are no lineup changes today. Emil Andre was on the ice for warmups, but the defense is going to be the same. And we see the forward lines here. Dvorak with Grabenkin and Konechny makes sense. That line, really good the other night. Everyone else stunk. Cates with Tippett and Barkey. Give them another shot. Tippett and Barkey have been good together with Couturier, so maybe it's give them a guy who can skate a little bit, and maybe we can get something going. Keeping together Zegras, Michkov, and Brink is very, very interesting to me, Steve.
I want Barkey back with Michkov. They score that goal at the end of the game. Barkey I feel like his playing style goes better with Michkov. I want Michkov on the right again. Why does Rick Tocchet do this to us?
I just you're doing Zegras at center, sending Peterson down. This is good stuff. And I do wonder if that's Danny Briere saying, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
It's time look at the way the season's going. It's time to find out if this guy can play center. We need another center regardless.
Yeah.
But let's find out if we need to. That's basically where they are at this point.
Oh, absolutely. Because, you look at how Couturier is playing, and we've seen it in all the comments. People have really focused on it.
At this point,
The team has so many more problems than just Couturier, and I think that's where a lot of my, amazement from this being the core of the conversation comes from. But regardless, it is a problem because his contract takes up so much space, and he's just not the guy he used to be. He's nowhere near the guy he used to be.
That part of his life is now over, I think we can say. A 26 goalless drought is not just a slump. It means his offense went away.
Yeah. He's actually regressed to rookie year Couturier, who couldn't
I will
score.
say, that line, the Couturier, Delorier, Hathaway line, put a bunch of shots on goal and had a ton of hits. They didn't need to play all those minutes that they played, but they actually weren't terrible against Boston.
If you could pay him $5 million less a season, I would be perfectly fine with fourth line center Sean Couturier.
I am happy that hockey players don't have it the way NFL players do, where it's contracts are fake. Every contract is a 1-year deal. But if you could somehow renegotiate Couturier's deal, keep the money but turn it into whatever the hell it is that Howie does that turns expensive players into cheap players. If you could do that with Couturier, he's the perfect 4C.
I just want the cap space. He can have as much money as he wants. I just want the cap space.
He can win faceoffs. He can take that he can kill penalties for you. He drives play towards the offensive zone. It's just when they get there, it's never going to go in. The perfect time-killing fourth line is centered by Sean Couturier. It's just you're paying him almost $8 million. That's a real bad investment.
And we saw complaints from people about his captaincy and everything. And the thing is, while he's a lot like Giroux in that he's not the most vocal leader. Unlike Giroux, he can't really show it on the ice, lead by example in that regard, but he's still a well-liked guy. Everybody likes Sean Couturier in that locker room. So, he does have leadership, and he is a guy who I don't think, I think stripping him of the captaincy is absurd. But
just I don't want to
I don't want to.
I just don't want to be that team anymore.
Yeah,
let's just get better players.
The cap space is an issue because you can't. The cap is going up and everything, but all those guys, all those valuable centers are staying with their other teams.
Yeah.
And you're probably going to have to make a big swing for somebody. And that contract, it prohibits you from really making a lot of those big swings. So
it's still a roster spot. It's still while 7.75 or whatever it is, isn't what it used to be. That's still a really good second line player.
You really need him to play 2 or 3.
Yeah,
it needs to be 2 or 3C for that one.
That's not what he is, clearly. Yeah. On defense, we have Sanheim, Risto, York, Drysdale, and Sealer, Julson. And listen, Emil Andre has not been good lately, but there is no future in Julson.
No.
There may be in Emil Andre. I'm not saying there is. He has not been good, but I've seen him play well. This is what happens.
He was good for most of the season. It's just been the past few games. And
And if we're going to start sitting guys for extended periods of time for sucking, well, then they wouldn't be able to field a roster.
Yeah. Juleson, I never want to see him in a Flyers uniform again after the season. I barely want to see him in a Flyers uniform this season. Andre has legit talent. He's one of those guys that I can totally see the Flyers just fumbling the bag with. He goes somewhere else and excels. Hell, look at Shane Gostisbehere, who they begged the Coyotes to take. They gave them 2 picks to take Shane Gostisbehere, and he has had a very reliable, solid NHL career there as a guy who just pretty much is a power play specialist. He goes in, he's an offensive defenseman.
Third-pair offensive defenseman that you shelter. Yeah. And I don't know if Emil Andre has anywhere close to Ghost's offensive upside, but it is a player that can play a specific role in this league. And I know you want to have a bigger, more physical defense. Then bring up Hunter McDonald to take these minutes. Giving them to Noah Juleson is pointless.
Yeah.
And it's the third pair. It doesn't matter that much. But a few weeks ago, we were looking at Drysdale Andre as like, they're doing actually pretty well. And then it fell off, and now Andre remains out of the lineup.
Andre can provide a spark that I really like, and they need any kind of spark they can get right now.
On the other side, we're going to talk about the goaltending situation in light of Erisson's latest injury. We're going to talk about the Kings and give you our pregame picks, but we got to take our break. It's time to tell you about Xfinity, because I got to ask, what if you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it at the same price for 5 years? Well, that's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and that lets you stream the game even when the whole family's online. All your devices working in perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And here's the best part. There's no annual contract, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment is always included. Take it from me, a lot can change in 5 years. Championships are won, records are broken. We hate contracts. Well, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply. Go Birds. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You know, Bet365 has over 90 million users worldwide. They live stream almost 800,000 events each year. And today, Bet365 offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting across 78 different sports. And with the Bet365 NHL early payout offer, you're a winner. If your team gains a 3-goal lead, you get an instant payout on straight bets, and your parlay selections are marked as winners. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365, and we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers now get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you gotta do, sign up, use the code PHLY365, deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 or older and in PA. If you or someone who has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, so there were a variety of things I thought about discussing in this second block of the pregame segments, but I do want to get into the goalies. That TK postgame from last game, I want to talk about this postgame because it was, man, I feel bad. Like it was sad. Like
sad.
He's just like a defeated man. Yeah. But I want to talk about the goalies here.
Also sad.
So, that's just hopeless. Kolosov is backing up today. Erisson injured, left the last game after the second period. I'm done.
That deep sigh. Everything?
I saw a couple weeks ago, Ryan Gilbert wrote an article for BroadStreetHockey.com that said Sam Erisson may have played his last game with the Flyers. It was after that weird goalie pull where he didn't take him out right after he gave up a goal. It was right after the Flyers scored. And there was stuff going on, and they wanted Kolosov to have time to warm up or at least get his helmet on. And I think they were reviewing for offside, so they were like, should we do that? We don't really have time to tell the goalie to get in there. But whatever it was, Gilbert wrote that article and didn't come to fruition. If that was his last one, I don't hate it. Now, maybe they give him the Olympic break to heal up, reset, and then give him a couple of games to see how it goes, because they're really going to need a backup goalie in the second half. There's a ton of games, after the break, there's a ton of games and not a ton of days. You're going to need both goalies. I want it to be Kolosov. I am at the point with Ersson, he either gets hurt or is bad, or like the other night, both. It's maybe you give him that time to evaluate, but you have, let's see here, since he became a full-time NHLer in 2023-24, it's almost 6,800 minutes of video that you could go back and watch if you really wanted to evaluate him. I don't know what another 2 or 3 games would do. I just want to see them waive him, send him to the Phantoms, and hey, maybe he can work on his game down there, and next year in camp, battles his way back onto the roster. I'm good. I'm good on Sam Ersson. How do you feel about the situation?
I mean, I'm frustrated. I'm so tired of seeing this, hearing he's better than the numbers. You hear it so much, you're sick and tired of it. He's never had a save percentage for a season above 900. That seems almost impossible to do as a guy who gets as many starts as he does, even as like a tandem guy. And like, yeah, I know he's been thrown into some bad situations, but the thing is, if you're a guy who wants to be a starting full-time NHL goaltender, you relish these opportunities. You take these opportunities and you run with them. He has not run with them.
No, and when we talk about like what Ersson could be, we are legitimately talking about let's see here.
He's 26 now. Like, it's not like when he was 23, 24, you're like, all right, he's young, he's coming into it. He's in his prime now. And if he's still doing this kind of stuff where, yeah, he might give you a Colorado game and he might give you a Vegas game, but every other game is just total and utter garbage, that's not a guy you can rely upon. That's not the guy I want for either goalie in my tandem.
His only extended streak of success ever was a 17 or 18 game run, 2023, 2024, November to mid-January. Like, that's it. That is what we keep looking at and going, yeah, maybe there's something there. Or maybe he just played well for 6 weeks. Like, because every goalie has. Like, he got to the NHL, you know? Like, he had a run of success because he's got some talent. But that is the only consistency he has ever shown us in these now 2.5 seasons he's been a full-time NHLer. Like, I think I know what he is, and if he figures it out somewhere else, that is not going to be like a, man, how we knew.
Alex Lyon, like, Anthony Stolarz. Like,
that is, it's very much, I know like everyone laments Patrick Sharp, but like he wasn't good here. You know, like
he didn't get a chance, Bill.
He did get a chance.
Should have kept Justin Williams too.
Justin Williams, you knew was a good player. He just like got hurt and like you gave up on him. And listen, sometimes you do that with young guys when you're contending for a cup, but that one hurts because like you knew he was good. Patrick Sharp went on and did it.
Patrick Sharp was good in the minors. He should have kept him.
So was Peter White. Like
I like Peter.
He went on.
So
and
it's like Maniluk.
I just applaud like Patrick Sharp. That wasn't a failure. That was him making something of his career. If Ersson's able to do that, that's not on us. Congratulations, you did it. Well, I'm not afraid of that happening.
What I'm trying to say, like, he's in his prime now.
Yeah,
like
this is it.
We are finding out who he is, and the Flyers losing skid, like a lot of that is offensive based. They are not scoring goals. Their defense has been great, but it's also they're allowing a lot of goals. You look, they allowed 6 goals against New York Rangers. That's unacceptable. 5 goals against Buffalo Sabres, 6 goals against the Pittsburgh Penguins, 5 goals against the Utah Mammoth, 4 goals against the Islanders, 5 goals against the Blue Jackets, 6 goals against the Bruins. And I know some of these were Vladar, but most of them were Ersson. And look, if you are a true tandem guy, you got to win a lot more of those games. And very rarely is he the guy who goes out and wins the game for you. He doesn't make those extra saves. He just has a lot of those, like, I don't know if that's entirely on him, but I really would have liked to see him step up, and I'm sick of it.
End of the day, there's almost no way to win when you give up 5 goals on 20 shots.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter who your team is. Like, I don't think the Oilers could do what they've done with their goalie situation if it was Ersson putting up these numbers. Like, it's ridiculous.
And the thing about Dan Vladar is the Columbus game notwithstanding.
Yeah.
Usually he doesn't play like Dominik Hasek. He's not making these sprawling, wild saves. He's just good. He's just competent. He's in position. And Sam Ersson, that's the thing. It's like he lets up these leaky through the wickets goals that are just like, he could have gotten it. And yeah, they're killers, like 5-hole goals where he just needed to move over an inch. Like, he's just not that great.
Like, this defense, the way Rick Tocchet coaches this defense, if the goalie is facing the shooter and they're taking away the back door, that's the goalie's job. If he's to the outside of the hash marks, to the outside of the dot, and taking a shot from there, man, and you're looking at him, you got to make the save. And he just doesn't on enough occasions. Let's talk about the Kings really quick because I just find their team hilarious. They are also quite mediocre. 22, 17, and 13 on the outside looking in of the playoffs in the Western Conference in a not good Pacific Division. 57 points in 52 games, basically like the same record as the Flyers. And look at their top 5 scorers, Steve. It is very, very funny. Because, one, they don't have anyone close to a point a game, but Adrian Kempe, Kevin Fiala, Quentin Byfield, Brant Clark, you see, okay, yeah, it's like their core. Kopitar's been injured. He comes back today off IR.
Excuse me? What is the last name on that list there, Bill?
Their 5th leading scorer is Corey Perry. Is it his son? Like, does he have a kid in the league? No. Corey Perry, who is closer to 41 than 40, is the Kings' 5th leading scorer. And I just had to go back because I wish I had it. I was going to text Ava to look in the basement, but I just cleaned out my basement and got rid of a bunch of old hockey news magazines. I wanted to go back. This is like 2022 or 2023, something like that. And it's like a Futures Watch, a Prospect Watch edition of the hockey news. And it's all the Kings on the cover, like, look at all these prospects they have. They are gonna royal flush. They're loading up on aces in their system. They're gonna be great. And it's like, yeah, that never really came to fruition, huh? Like, it just never. This core has just done nothing. They've gotten to the playoffs, 3-4 years in a row and lost to the Oilers. And these guys now in their prime, they're keeping them around. And it's, yeah, man, none of them are stars. They're just good players. It's you look at 2022, the Prospects Unlimited. Wild to see how it's like they had such a bright future, and now so many of these guys, it just hasn't really worked out.
They have 11 guys 32 or older on that team, so real royal flush for the future right there. It's Corey Perry at age 40. I could have sworn he retired. I can't believe he's still kicking around. He's the #1 guy that I can't believe is younger than me in the league. Like, it is stunning to me that man is younger than me. But Anze Kopitar, who I believe is hurt. I don't know if he's in or not today. He
activated off IR. He's coming back today.
Still chugging along. I mean, he doesn't have like the numbers he used to put up, but still pretty solid numbers. Can't believe Drew Doughty's still kicking around. This team has all the old vets that they had a decade ago. It's hilarious.
Man, maybe this isn't the way to retool.
It might not be, but I will take Quentin Byfield off their hands if they want.
I would love to give that a shot.
Yeah.
All right, it's time for our Bet365 pregame picks. That's right, it's the Bet365 pregame picks. Sign up for Bet365. Use code PHLY365. Deposit $10 and place a bet for $5 to get $200 in bonus bets. Whether your bet wins or loses, bonus bets can be used on the spread, totals, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and NPA. Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 2 bets today, Steve, and I'm going to take that Vladar. The Vladar saves number was just low. I know it's -130, but I was like,
no,
screw
I like
it.
That one.
They're going to get 25 shots. Because
I'm laughing at your first one.
No, but it is the first one that, I love to bet former Flyers scoring against the Flyers. And Andrei Kuzmenko counts despite only playing 7 games. He did play those 7 games.
I mean, Scott Lawton, one of his 10 points is that shorthanded goal against the Flyers this year. Tony DeAngelo, who was in the KHL for half of last year, came in and scored against the Flyers just this week? Oh, my God.
It was like
week.
2 games
What
ago.
a week, Lemon. I can't believe it. But Andrei Kuzmenko is 5th in scoring or 5th in goals on that team. And I think it's got to happen.
Kevin Kurz posed this on Twitter a little bit ago. Does Kuzmenko get a tribute? Maybe not a video.
It would be really funny.
Maybe not a video, but like maybe just like a word mark, like, hey,
thank
welcome
you,
back.
Andre.
Thanks for them 7 games.
He was very fun for those 7 games.
I liked him. Yeah. All right, we got one super chat and then it's game time. Let's get to it. It is from what the hell does this say?
Yeah, I can't read this. I'll get up.
Oh, it's Via Negativa. Right.
There you go.
It's much easier when they use like the names and not like the actual user with the numbers and stuff. All right. Andre has the best plus-minus of all defensemen at +11. Next highest is Zamula with +4. I know it's a flawed stat, But does that mean anything? It means he gets sheltered. It means he doesn't play against the other team's best competition.
Okay. You're being really harsh on Andre. It means Andre also is one of the only defensemen who can produce offense and moves the puck forward in the offensive zone. Put him back in, free Andre.
He should be in, but that stat doesn't mean anything to me.
The stat is nonsense. Andre pushes the puck forward. Free Andre.
Yeah, he should be playing. I don't think he's been very good, but he's better than Noah Jules.
Free Andre.
All right, that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers Pregame, presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. We'll be right here on the PHLY Sports YouTube page with postgame as soon as this goes final. Follow us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers and follow the podcast. I'm Bill Matz. That's Steve Jaco. Thank you, Brenna. Let's go Flyers.
We all silly like the mayor.